Hello, we're console.blob. The last 2 weeks we've been creating an app called TravelSafe. But first, let's introduce the team.
Hi, I'm Lucas. I used to be a petrol engineer, which is not as exciting as it might sound. That's why I got into tech, which is the industry that has been shaping the world more than any other one. And it also allows me to be creative and have fun.
Hi, I'm Charmaine. I used to organise a workforce as a HR advisor. Now I want to work in the tech industry to create applications to solve organisational problems through code.
Hi, my name's Craig. I've done many things since leaving school, yet I've never found something which satisfies my drive for problem solving and being creative. So I'm swapping my life as a sales manager to fully commit to a career in tech.
Hi, I'm Mafe. I used to be a chef and now I got into tech so I can use my creativity to build robots that will cook up a storm.
Hi, I'm Steve. I used to work in complaints resolving problems. Now I look forward to starting a career in tech, finding solutions.
The problem we set out to solve was creating an app to help people start traveling again after the coronavirus pandemic. Whether you are a business traveler, someone wanting to take a holiday, or like me, just waiting to visit my family abroad, TravelSafe provides all the information you need.
Once we had discussed in brief what our mission was and what our main focus for the app was, we began to discuss potential functionalities. Disney Ideation allowed us to set out a dream app in the dreamer phase, discuss potential restrictions in the realist phase, and then finally define our 2-week MVP in the critic phase. We used Trello to begin with so that we could get the ball rolling, and as a simple Kanban board, it helped us transition ideas along each Disney ideation phase. Once we had had a good amount of time spent discussing what our app could do, we began to form how we would work together as a team, defining our expectations of each other and discussing the core values behind our teams, such as CamCap, comment as much code as possible. We agreed on this because it helps improve the readability of our code. We made notes of our personality types and the stresses that might come along with those, and decided that we would collaborate using Confluence to centralize our project documents. For tasks and planning, we then transitioned to Jira, where we immersed ourselves into an Agile mindset and broke our development down into 7 epics, which would be completed over 3 4-day sprints. We completed daily stand-ups and daily whiffles, what I feel like expressing. This process allowed each member of the team to discuss what was on their minds, whether work or personal, allowing for an open-minded start to the day, which helped us to improve team cohesion. We finished each sprint with a retro where we could ensure everyone on the team was on the same journey. At the start of each sprint, we had a planning session, discussed what was in the backlog, and took this time to discuss any blockers and how we might remove them. For issues that would be moved to our sprint board from the backlog, we would add story point values and assign an epic. We story pointed using the Fibonacci sequence as a way to estimate the size of tasks, agreeing that anything with a value of 8 or more would need to be broken down further as a team.
We developed key personas to better define our potential users. 2 of these were the conscientious university student Sally, who wants to plan a weekend trip in the UK, and the business traveller Simon, who's being pushed by his boss to book some meetings in Italy before the end of the year. Our mock-up design followed this as a way to plan the user's journey through the app. The goal here was to ensure the app was clean, simple, and intuitive for our users. During this phase, we were able to really streamline what should have been part of our MVP. For example, we removed the option to log into the app, as the functionality this provided did not add enough value to be considered as part of the MVP, but we would consider this later as part of our stretch goals. Our research highlighted some key stats in our UK and world pages that were a priority for the user. To help us transition from our planning to writing code, we developed a wireframe, which helps us plan our component tree and the structure of the app. This helped us decide on having microservices for the 3 key aspects of our app: the front end, the back end, and the web scraping one.
Based on the brief, we wanted to create a website that was intuitive and simple to use, with all the information readily available at the user's fingertips. We have a navigation bar that is positioned along the top of the page, which allows for easy access to all the various features available on the website. Users will be able to get the information regarding COVID stats in any country in the world by selecting the World Stats tab. They will get travel information when traveling abroad, or if the user is opt-in for a staycation, we have regional stats available for different places across the UK here. My colleagues will be covering all these pages in a lot more detail later on in this presentation. Also, along the bottom of the homepage, we have included 2 buttons which allow our users to access the UK and the abroad page directly. I will now hand you over to Craig, who will walk you through all the features available on the UK page.
Thanks, Charmaine. Our UK page helps our users who are looking to travel within the UK by ensuring that while planning their visit to a particular region, they can make a well-informed and stress-free decision with ease. So what does it offer? Here on the left, we have an area search box, which is grouped by region types. Sally, who is our user for this journey, is looking at planning a trip to Brighton when the restrictions allow her. So Sally searches Brighton in the box and selects the region. Cumulative cases for that region show that there have been 1,442 cases in Brighton. Sally then turns her attention to the COVID rates section. Here, Sally can see that the current average daily COVID cases per 100,000 of population in Brighton is 1.38. She can also see that this is down 2.06 from last month, from a total of 3.44 average cases per day. She noticed that the box have changed colours to give an indication of what the numbers mean. So she hovers over the key to understand why this has happened, and notices that Brighton today is blue because it is under 3 average daily cases at present. On the left, she also noticed a change in colour again. The key informs her that this is due to the average daily cases falling over the past month. The info on the right is the government restrictions for travel. This info is courtesy of our web scraper. The programme is automatically web scraping info from the government website. The data it scrapes is then imported to our Heroku hosted database, all at the click of a button. Here, Sally checks and confirms that she cannot travel to Brighton at the moment, but this section will be her reference point for a quick summary of the travel restrictions currently in place. When she is allowed, she'll be able to start searching hotels in Brighton using our handy widget.
This is our page for traveling abroad. When the page loads, an alert with the current government advice for international travel will pop up. If the user is unsure if they are exempt from travel restrictions, they can click on the I'm not sure button, so they will be redirected to the government's website. But for this demonstration, I am exempt. There are 6 different data points for each country. We have border status, workplace status, stringency index, number of cases, whether if it's mandatory or not to wear a mask, and the regulations for public events. We have implemented these modals that will give a short description about each category as well. And by default, the data shown is for the UK. We can see as well on the bottom section a comparison with the figures from the last month. And if you want to search for a different country, there are 2 ways. So you can use this bar and you can either find the name of the country, or you can type the name of the country as well. And the other alternative would be to find the country in this map. Just click on it, and it will give you the information about that country. So we are on Colombia at the moment, and I'm just going to click one more, the US. Yes. And we have also included a flight widget to make the decision process easier for the user.
This is the worldwide COVID-19 live data. This data comes from an API that's updated several times a day. We can search it through over 220 countries. On the search box, you can type the country you would like to get more information. And as you type, it will display the countries that start with those letters and also shows the country flag. So Canada here, for example. It's case insensitive, so it doesn't matter if you type in capitalized or lowercase letters.
And our final page on the app shows some handy travel tips for keeping you and those around you safe on your travels.
So, these are some of the tech stacks we use within our project. To pick a few, we use Figma. We use Figma because we wanted to create the design mockup of our website. This is because of its ease of use, collaboration aspects, and that we were able to combine it with other technologies. We use Node.js for web scraping, COVID-related information from the gov.uk website. The library we used to web scrape was Cheerio. Cheerio uses jQuery selectors to extract specific information from the gov.uk website's DOM. We used Cheerio for its speed and that it allowed us to obtain vast amounts of information at once. All the information retrieved is stored in a Postgres database which is hosted on Heroku. We built our front end using React. We utilized some of the ready-made components available in the Chakra and Bootstrap UI libraries. For generating our worldwide map, we use Leaflet for its interactive features and simplicity. We use GitHub for managing our code. The main branch was protected, and only the most well-tested and reviewed code was stored here. We pushed our work to a dev branch and always merged our new branches to this. We were only able to push to the main branch with the whole team's approval. New features were built using new branches, and a pull request was carried out before any code was merged onto the main branch. This was used because it enabled CI/CD. We tested our front end with Jest and our back end with XUnit. The final application was then deployed using Netlify. This was used due to the fact we wanted to continuously deploy. I will now hand you over to Lucas, who will discuss our stretch goals.
As we were working on this project, we were always coming up with improvements and functionalities we would like to add. Some of these ideas were placed in our stretch goals to allow us to focus more on our MVP. Our current sprint is focused on making that more responsive, so it can be experienced on other devices such as a mobile. Here you can see a sample of it. Following that, we would like to work on some additional stretch goals. The next feature we would like to implement would be to add dark mode, have an option to share a search with a friend, and we work on the UK map, so the map design is more continuous between pages, and user experience is more familiarity when using the two search pages.
We hope you've enjoyed our presentation. We've had an amazing time building this app and can't wait for you to give it a try.